TIFU? I tried to break into my own house, got arrested, and tried to run away. So technically, this isn't a today I messed up moment. It happened years ago, but trust me, it was definitely a mistake. I was about 22 at the time, having returned to live with my parents after leaving home at 16. I had a habit of going out on Friday and Saturday nights, getting completely intoxicated, and waking everyone up when I came home in the early hours. As you can imagine, this didn't win me any popularity points with my parents, leading to more than a few heated conversations. But I was young, selfish, and didn't care about anyone but myself. One fateful weekend, I went out on Friday night and came home around 3 a.m., completely blitzed. I suddenly realized I had left my jacket at the pub. I thought banging on the door until my parents let me in was a good idea. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. The next morning, we had a huge argument. They made it clear that if I did this again, I'd have to move out. I actually felt bad and it sunk in. That evening, I went out again, met my friends at the pub, and spent the night drinking before heading to a house party. Once again, I found myself outside my parents' house around 3 a.m., completely out of it, when I realized I didn't have my keys. My mother's earlier warning echoed in my mind, and I knew waking them up would lead to trouble. But all I wanted was my bed. Then I had what I thought was a brilliant idea. My bedroom was at the front of the house, and while the main windows were shut, the skylight was open. If I could just reach it, I went around to the back, climbed over the fence, and let myself into the garage. I found a couple of ladders, one of which was a 3-piece extendable ladder. I took it off the wall hooks, carried it out, and somehow didn't knock over too much. I got the ladder into the garden, hoisted it over the fence, and set it up against my bedroom window. In my mind, I was being stealthy and ninja-like. I climbed to the top and tried to wriggle into the skylight headfirst, but I got stuck. My jeans and belt caught on the window latch, and no matter how much I struggled, I couldn't get past it. I don't know how long I was stuck there, but eventually I decided to back out and come up with a different plan. As I wiggled backward, I suddenly noticed people in the garden shining flashlights at me and shouting. The police had arrived. Somehow I managed to climb down the ladder without falling, but as soon as I was on the ground, I was handcuffed. I looked a mess. I was covered in mud from falling in the flower bed and had blood on my shirt from scraping myself on the latch. The officers didn't believe it was my parents' house. After some arguing, one of them suggested they wake the occupants to confirm my story. Panic flooded over me. I begged them not to wake my parents. The officer replied, "See, I knew you were lying." As I was led toward the police cars, I resigned myself to a night in the cells, thinking it was better than facing my mom's wrath. Just as I was being walked away, I saw the porch light come on. One of the officers was ringing the doorbell. In that moment, completely intoxicated and handcuffed, I thought of only one thing. I had to run. I bolted, jumping over obstacles, convinced I was making an amazing getaway. In reality, I barely got 3 meters before an officer built like a rugby player tackled me to the ground. I caught a glimpse of my mom in her nightgown, shouting, "I'm going to kill him," before I was buried under a pile of uniforms. Initially, my mom was furious, but then my dad came out, spoke to the officers, and after identifying me, he started to laugh. Eventually, I was released and allowed to clean myself up. My dad, aside from being woken up, found the whole situation amusing. He talked my mom down, and by the time I sobered up, she saw the funny side too. I didn't get thrown out, and I learned my lesson. I even hid a key in the back garden for future emergencies. For the record, I did start behaving responsibly and didn't ruin my relationship with my parents. This story even made it into my wedding speeches. So to sum it up, I got drunk, tried to break into my parents' home, and then attempted to run away after getting arrested.